Hey guys, haven't talked to you guys in a while, and I know I ended the tracked vehicle series, and you guys probably think, oh well, what next? And do I have anything next? Actually, I have a ton of projects. I really do. I have a lot of projects that I want to get to. The trick is time and money and all that. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you guys sort of a heads up for some of my future projects and let you help me decide what are going to be the next ones. Which direction should I go? Should I continue with some of the exotic vehicles or crazy vehicles, or should I go back toward the aquaponics or the solar or wind? So anyway, let me give you a list of some of my future projects that I want to work on, and just sort of let you guys. You guys can comment below and sort of see which way you think I should go. Okay, one of them is with the concrete mixer. I was thinking about redesigning that to be a manually powered concrete mixer. Also, I wanted to get into making aircrete, which is concrete or cement with air mixed in, and I wanted to experiment making the machine that makes the aircrete, and the different ways to use it. So that's one direction. Another one was I've already made one video on a rain catcher for collecting rainwater, but I sort of had an idea. I wanted to make some rain catchers that look like flowers, basically, that close up during the day, and then when it starts to rain, they open up and collect rainwater. I thought that'd be sort of a neat idea. So that's another thing I wanted to do later, a video on that. Also, a weight-driven generator, something in those areas of making electricity using weights, or some alternative way besides wind. I have wind generators on here again. I could get back into that again, but I really don't have the wind where I live to make that happen. That's sort of what I was thinking about with the weight generators and going that route. The other thing would be smart clothing. Sort of a weird direction, but I was thinking about, I really like the Arduino stuff, and the Adafruit company sells a lot of things like smart, like the computers, the Flora, and the different things, and the sensors and all that you can incorporate into clothing. So I really thought it would be cool to maybe make a jacket that, points you the right direction, or something that has a compass built in somehow. That, I don't know. I had some ideas for that, so that was another direction. And then what I've really been thinking about as far as the next vehicle is, well, let me give you a backstory. When I was 14 years old, I actually bought plans to build a hovercraft, because I really wanted to build a hovercraft. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And of course, at that time, I had no idea how to build anything at that time. I mean, really didn't have the idea. So I bought the plans, looked at the plans, was like, holy crap, how am I going to build this? And basically I never built it, okay? So I'm now 47 years old, and that's sort of something that I've always wanted to do. And so I'm thinking about building a hovercraft, okay? But of course, I could build just a standard hovercraft, a regular hovercraft, which, okay, I could do that. Back when I started the tracked vehicle series, I was just going to build a regular quadcycle. I wasn't even going to build the track thing, but I was thinking, well, how could I make it strange or interesting or different? And so that's how I came up, sort of like a process, how I came up with the tracked vehicle, because I wanted to make something, difficult, right? So I was looking on the internet of going back to the hovercrafts, and I was looking at how hovercrafts operate, how they steer. And most of you guys have seen hovercraft. They steer using a blower in the back, or a fan in the back, and they steer that way. But I was thinking maybe if there's a way to combine the hover part with a wheel or something touching the ground that would help steer it to make it more nimble. I thought maybe that would be cool. So I came up with a bunch of ideas, and then I looked up some science fiction photos. And I looked at, let me show you this. And this is what's called a semi-hover bike. Now this, I really liked. I thought this was really cool. And it has one wheel in the back, and in the front of it, well, of course, in this, it hovers with like a jet engine or something like that, which I couldn't do. But, so I started thinking of how could I make this idea work for me, like with the simple tools that I have and the, inexpensive equipment, inexpensive things to make it work. So I had a couple of ways to go with this. One way would be to actually make the big wheel in the back, using maybe an inner tube and reinforcing, doing some things to make the wheel for the back. And then the front wouldn't be this high up off the ground. I would actually drop it down and put a hover platform in the front. And so the idea would be to act sort of like a hovercraft, that it would look sort of like that, sort of, right? So that was one way. So that's one idea. The other idea is to actually build this as it looks. And what I was going to do is I was going to split the back wheel, and I was going to add a lead counterweight to the back to sort of cheat. And so the idea would be if I added batteries or a lead counterweight to the back inside this wheel, because this wheel is almost a meter tall or a yard tall, right? So there's enough room on the back side inside the wheel to add some counterweight to help with the weight that's in front. And then I could use some kind of either change this out to some kind of fan. Maybe I've seen the, what are they called? The EDFs, for the model airplanes and stuff that are pretty strong, pretty big. You could use a couple of those maybe, or some kind of fan like in a hovercraft situation. But anyway, so those are some of my ideas for future projects. Like most things, I really would like to wait until I had a better shop, I had more tools, had more money, all those kind of things. But do you know, sometimes you just wait forever. You never do it, right? So with your help, we're going to try to pick sort of a direction I want to go, and I'm just going to start it, okay? Even if I start it and then I have to wait a little bit and then keep going, but the idea is to at least head a certain direction and see what happens and go from there, because I want to continue to make videos, and I love building things. So that's sort of an update on my channel and me and the direction that I'd like to go. And you guys just let me know what you think. I'm going to try one of those polls in the top corner of the video, and you guys can sort of let me know how you think or which direction I should try to go to or go in. So,
well, I also want to give proper credit to the guy that designed this. I'm actually talked to him on Skype. Really nice guy. His name is Min Nguen, and he has a page on Deviant Art. So please go and check out his art. He has a lot of other sci-fi type paintings and pictures that are really cool. And he's the one that I talked to about. Again, thanks for watching.